Good morning, David Combe here with the CBS AM Debrief. It's Tuesday the 31st of May, end of the month I guess, so just 1 month to the end of the financial year. Overnight markets, both the US and the UK markets were closed due to public holidays. So if we look over here to the left, we can see the numbers here from Friday night, Saturday morning's close. So really nothing terribly dramatic that seems to be providing any real lead here this morning. I notice the SPY futures contract is pointing up a little bit. It's about 16 points. We are actually into open now. It's 11 a.m. I've had some problems with some of the recording capabilities here, so I've had to a little bit late in the session here. So rest of the Americas a little bit off, and then Europe similarly so, with just the FTSE being up on that Friday night close. Rest of the European markets pretty directionless. And then we are now up 41 here on the SPY 200, and so that's quite a good move up there, stronger than the futures suggested. Sorry, that is the futures there. Let's just have a look here at the actual cash index, up 33.40. So quite a good open there. 66 on the Hang Seng and 40 on the Nikkei. Let's move on to have a look at the commodities space. West Texas up at 168. Natural gas 157.9. Now these have just been, would have just been trading for a little while here on the various commodities. Big movers in the soft space include wheat down 2.81, cocoa down 1.36, wheat down 1.99, and rough rice down 0.56. And soybean was down earlier, but does seem to have been recovering a little bit of territory there. Cotton up 1.51, big move to the upside, and sugar 1.53. Copper's at $4.1695, and gold at $15.40, up $3.20. Really still looking very bullish there with gold, given the European situation. Silver similarly so at 38.26. Let's have a look at the currencies now. The euro is buying 1.43974 US dollars, 1.6521 pounds, or rather pounds buying the equivalent US dollar. US dollar is buying 80.8465 yen, and the Aussie's buying 1.0742 USD, and USD is buying just 0.9756 Canadian and 0.8475 Swiss francs. Okay, so let's move on and take a look at the economic calendar, which will provide some impetus for the markets this week, because it does include the non-farms payrolls being the first Friday of the month, out late that Friday evening. Locally, or more in our region, more directly today, we've got some data that's coming out of Japan. In fact, that has now been released. Household spending down 3%, expectation was down 2.7%. Really people holding on to their wallets and purses there. Jobless rate in line with expectation, 4.7%. Industrial production 1%, which was less than the 2.2% expected. After the earthquake and tsunami, these sorts of numbers are, I guess, to be expected. And 14 was the print for the year-on-year number. 12.4 was the expectation. The previous was 13.919. Then we've got some New Zealand business activity, some Aussie current account deficit numbers out at 11:30 in about 24 minutes time. Expectation is there for a negative $10 billion number. Previous was 7.3. Private sector credit, and then we've got some GDP numbers out of Switzerland. They're looking at a reasonably strong number, expected to come in at 3% for the year-on-year figure. Then we've got some German retail sales numbers out, followed by some UK PMI data and some US employment change for May, and going into construction spending, and some manufacturing numbers tomorrow morning. In fact, I think I might have just gone a little bit too far there with the Wednesday data. Okay, so yes, we just go into that German data there, and that's about it. Okay, so let's have a look at VectorVest here, which is the trading tool we sometimes use here. It's got a fairly cautious tone about it here on the various indicators, all sort of green, yellow and red lights. But we are starting to see this market timing indicator, which helps investors decide when is an appropriate time to enter or exit the market, and not just help with stock picking, but also with market timing. So we are seeing this rolling off, having come down and touched this low here. We've got to go all the way back to May, or really a year ago, to see the market timing indicator down lower than these levels here. So that's just sort of rolling out there now. We've got the price indicator here just starting to break above the 20-day moving average, and it's now above the 10-day moving average. So some reasonably positive signs there, and there are some things that are starting to look a little bit more reasonably good value at the moment, if you can put aside all of the external, extraneous things going on globally, and focus on some of the quality stuff that's out there in the market at the moment. Might try and touch on that during the next session. Top stock picks, incidentally, for value, safety and timing from VectorVest, Luca, Equinox, Medusa, Aditya Birla and Mineral Resources Limited. Okay, so given the time constraints here, I will finish up here, and hopefully we'll get this out shortly. Thanks as always for your interest. Bye for now.